Hey everyone, welcome back. You know how much we love getting up close and personal with art history, right? Well, get ready because today we're diving deep, and I mean deep, into the world of Andrea Mantegna, this Italian Renaissance master.
And when we say master, we mean it. This guy, Mantegna, he was doing things with perspective that still mess with our minds today.
It's true, and that's what we're going to unpack today. How did Mantegna use this almost mathematical approach to perspective to draw us into the drama, the emotion, the sheer power of his art? And for this deep dive, we're zeroing in on one of his most intriguing pieces, The Miracle of the Apostle James.
Great choice. It's a fresco, by the way, meaning it's painted directly onto wet plaster.
Okay, so imagine this massive wall, and Mantegna's got this incredible scene unfolding. But here's the thing. The perspective is all wonky. We're practically down on the ground looking up at everything. It's like he's deliberately trying to disorient us.
He is, and that's the genius of it. See, the fresco depicts the moment right before the execution of a newly converted scribe. St. James, he's just baptized the guy right there in the middle of this incredibly tense scene.
Right, and you can feel that tension, life and death clashing in the way the figures are painted. But something always bugged me about this fresco.
The missing paralytic.
Exactly. The story goes that St. James healed a paralyzed man, but he's nowhere to be found in the painting. I mean, it seems like a pretty important detail to just leave out.
Well, he didn't leave it out. He just got clever with it. Think about it. We're seeing the scene from this low vantage point, almost like we're...
On the ground, you're saying we're the healed paralytic. Mantegna wants us to experience the miracle firsthand.
Exactly. It's a visual metaphor. It's not just about witnessing a baptism. It's about experiencing rebirth, renewal.
Mind blown. It's amazing how a simple shift in perspective can completely transform how we connect to a work of art.
And it's that emotional connection that makes Mantegna's work so enduring.
Totally. And speaking of enduring figures, we can't talk about this fresco without talking about St. James himself. I mean, this guy is huge, especially in Spain, where he's known as Santiago.
Oh, absolutely. Talk about a figure who transcended religion and became a national icon during the Reconquista, when the Christians were fighting to take Spain back from the Moors.
Yeah, that took centuries, right?
Centuries. And during that whole time, Santiago became this symbol of hope, this warrior saint leading the charge.
It's where we get the image of Santiago Matamoros, St. James the Moor Slayer, riding into battle on a white horse. And he's almost always depicted with this very specific cross, right?
Absolutely. A red cross, but with a blade on the bottom.
Like a sword.
Exactly. It's the symbol of the Order of St. James, its military order. And get this, their motto was, "Red is the blade with the blood of the Arabs."
Wow. Talk about a looted symbol. But you see how that cross, this symbol of faith and, well, let's be honest, violence, how it takes on a life of its own.
Totally. And centuries later, we see that cross pop up again, but this time it's in a completely different context.
You're talking about Velázquez's Las Meninas. That painting is a whole other deep dive waiting to happen. But for our listeners who don't have it in front of them, can you set the scene?
So imagine this grand room in the royal palace, and in walks Velázquez. Well, not really walking. He's standing at his easel, brush in hand. He's painting a portrait.
But here's the thing. We don't see who he's painting because he's looking right out at us, the viewers.
It's like he's inviting us into this private moment with the royal family, who we can see reflected in the mirror on the back wall. The king and queen are there, but so subtly you might even miss them at first.
Exactly. Velázquez is messing with perspective again, making us question who is truly being observed. And you mentioned this before, but what about the cross on his chest?
There's a lot of debate about that cross. Did King Philip V actually knight him into the Order of Santiago, or was that added later?
Either way, it's a powerful detail. Just like Mantegna used perspective to engage us in a biblical story, Velázquez uses it, and this mysterious cross, to make us think about the nature of power, representation. It's brilliant.
And it all goes back to this idea that art isn't just about what we see, it's about how we see it. Artists like Mantegna and Velázquez, they understood the power of perspective, both literally and figuratively, to shape our entire understanding of the world.
So the next time you're looking at a painting, don't just look at the subject matter. Ask yourself, why did the artist choose this particular viewpoint? What are they trying to make me feel? You might be surprised at what you discover.
And who knows, you might even uncover a hidden paralytic or two along the way.